Okay, my name is Orla Brady, and I play Lydia, who is the Baroness. If I had to choose one word to describe my character, I'm going to try and riff on this, I'd say atomic. All is quiet at the moment, but were it to be unleashed.
I'm Phoenix. I'm hosting everything martial arts, and if I have one word to describe me, it would be psyched out right now. I don't know. I'm at Comic-Con, guys, and I'm with the cast and the producer of Into the Badlands, and it's like one of the first times you have a martial arts epic show on television. You guys can't disappoint me. I mean, I'm already very excited, and I love the first episode. What about you? Tell me about producing it and the one word that describes either you or the show.
No, you don't.
Exactly.
I'm Stephen Fung, executive producer and fight director of Into the Badlands, and one word to describe myself on set
Yes.
is serious. Because I try to be serious in front of these guys, because they have to be serious in serious training.
I just laugh at it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, here's your mic. I'm Aramis Knight. I play MK, and I guess I would describe MK as crafty.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start with MK's character, and something that you said earlier that I found really intriguing, that the characters in Into the Badlands, nobody's really good and nobody's really bad. There's this kind of weird gray area. So how do you go through emotional arcs as a character when you're dealing with that gray area?
I definitely think, everybody in the show is so intertwined in their own way, and we all have our own little nuances and own little, storylines. So I think just being present. I think being present, knowing where you are in the script, knowing where you are in your character arc is key to being able to juggle everything that's going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love the idea that it's like, I get not post-apocalyptic, but it's 500 years into the future and there's no guns.
Yeah.
You would think there would be like more technology, but there's none. It's like raw again. So what was the decision behind that, and how does it affect your characters?
Well, I think it's a imagined future, and we want to be creative about it. And I think because obviously it's a martial arts drama, and many times in Hong Kong we spend a lot of time thinking, why do they fight when we have guns around? So this is, I guess a part of the reason why we decided, and legitimately, that we're not going to have any guns, so we can make use of the martial arts.
Yeah, also it creates an evenness between characters. I mean, it's one of the things that one talks about when one talks about gun control even, is that one person with a gun can do a lot of damage, even if they're not very good at anything. Whereas if you're all without guns and pitched against each other, you have to be skilled. There's a kind of equal matching of skills. So it's a more interesting premise to start out with, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's amazing, and knowing that, you've done so many martial arts films, but this is a martial arts TV show. Can you talk about the big difference between the two?
I think just like playing a character where they have a character arc, it's same with the kind of like the action arc of the whole series. I can't think of it just as in, like a film where it's just like a one-sitting experience. I have to think of it in terms of, hey, we're going to have season 2, 3. How is the action going to be different? I can't throw everything into the first episode. Obviously, the first episode has to be good because it's the pilot, but then, I have to kind of think of, hey, all these different characters are going to have the different weapons, they're going to have different style of fighting, how to prolong the longevity of the action in the series. Yeah, so
there has to be a story arc, not only in the writing per episode, but in the fight scenes. Is that what you mean?
I mean, I have to think ahead, as in, we can't start the show, like, let's say, where people are already flying all over the place, like what you see in Crouching Tiger. It's maybe something that they have to learn, So everyone is pretty grounded in the first season. We don't have a lot of flying around, but perhaps in the future I have to leave room for that. That's what I'm saying.
Awesome.
Well, one of the things I've noticed from watching the fight sequences is that people are very closely in character when they fight. It's an expression of who they are. So, the Sonny character has a kind of a certain character, a certain morality, which is inherent in everything he does physically. And I notice it very much with you, Aramis, is that, Aramis is truly, he's surprising himself with his ability to fight. He's very much a young fighter. He's trying it out for the first time. So this is Stephen's job, is to design fights that are where the character is at that moment.
Right.
You know.
So it's storytelling. It's, and to quote Bruce Lee, emotional content. There's emotional content behind each fight. Yeah. Knowing that you have such a huge story arc and that you're almost a disciple, you're like the Jedi of this show. Can you talk about what it feels like to be a student in the show and actually now also outside of the show in life?
I definitely think the 6-week boot camp helped with that. Being able to, work with Stephen and work with Daniel and work with Dee Dee and work with the fight crew that they brought from Hong Kong, really put me sort of into the mindset, I guess, where MK is, because he's also being taught not only, how to harness, his abilities, but also how to utilize them. And that's very much what they did with me, was utilize my strengths and make my weaknesses less weak. And that's definitely what happened throughout the show with MK. So,
Stephen, my last question is going to be for you. Knowing that mixed martial arts is such a huge part of pop culture right now, it's brought martial arts back into the mainstream, really. How's that affected the show, and what do you think MMA fans are going to feel about the show?
Well, I think they should feel good, the fact that there is a very serious martial arts drama that's going to be on the air, and then but then I think I was also, in terms of deciding what style of fight our characters are going to be fighting with, I think I was particularly leaning towards the mixed martial arts. So there's no one particular style. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes Sonny fights with Krav Maga, sometimes Wing Chun, sometimes with his weapons, sometimes Japanese style, sometimes Kung Fu style. Yeah.
Now, it was almost 40 years ago that we saw a major Kung Fu or a major martial arts show on television. Why? What took so long? What happened?
I don't know. It took some very wise studio head, as in AMC, Joe Silverman, to finally decide, hey, let's spearhead the martial arts drama and put it in gear. So with AMC.
Yeah, thank you, AMC. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching, and check out Into the Badlands, premiering November 15th on AMC.
Everything martial arts, uppercut. Everything martial arts, kick to the chest.